Smart 24, driving business.
Good morning to our Smart 24 viewers. Of course, it is exactly 7 minutes past 9, and you know, it is that time of the day for us. We've been here since 7 a.m. and it is now time for Business Insight. And of course, here in studio, I'm joined with an actor and an actress, because today, of course, we were looking at the movie industry, the entertainment industry, and the copyright law that has been happening here in Uganda. And they're going to introduce themselves, and of course, they'll introduce themselves to you. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Well.
Say hello to the viewers and introduce yourself to them.
Hello, everybody. I'm Anu, and I'm I'm one of the producers as well as the actress in My Love from Another Land, writer as well.
And I'm Pablo. So we are a team, married couple as well. And I'm also one of the co-producers, co-writers, screenwriters, and one of the main actors as well in the movie My Love from Another Land. Yeah, we did it as a collaboration, Ugandan collaboration, Ugandan, Nigerian, American collaboration. And so we work with Kevin Jones Nabukenya, who has done a fantastic job helping us kind of learn the ropes, because we're brand new to the film industry, in fact.
Okay, so before we get any further, I really have a question that is actually burning me. I want to know, what prompted you to choose Uganda to actually have your movie here?
Well, we fell into the movie. We didn't plan on making a movie. We have a YouTube channel. We do some little skits here and there, and we were connected by a mutual friend, and says, we have a director here, and this movie can be, the story can become big. Yeah. So we got connected with her and then became big. So that was not the reason why we came here. We didn't come here for movie in the first place.
Yes.
In fact, we emigrated.
Yes.
We emigrated here to farm.
Yeah.
Because talking about business, farming, agriculture, food is one of the biggest businesses in the world. Africa in particular, it is growing. Africa can become, even Uganda itself can feed the entire world if structured, properly. Of course, it wouldn't be fun for the people here if we structured it that way, but at least, we have the potential. Yeah. Definitely for agriculture was the main goal. But then, we came here with our family, our children are here, they're going to school here, whatnot. We want to become citizens. That's kind of the future for us. But as Anu said, we're already doing some small skits, on YouTube, and connecting kind of suddenly made this project come to being. Yeah, we started with no budget, nothing, and kind of built from there. And what we ended up having was amazing. It's a one of a kind, for sure.
Okay. Have you found the time you decided to actually make this movie? Because since as Uganda we are having a problem with the copyright law and everything, and it is something that is actually disturbing the movie industry itself, the music industry, when you look at it at large. So you, as people who have decided to make a movie, did you find it effective? Is it actually helping when you actually applied for the copyright law here in Uganda?
Well, I mean, we were definitely well advised. We had some connections in the legal field, and they did a fantastic job with getting us started with copyright, whatnot. We made sure, in fact, all three of us producers were on it to ensure that this is a Ugandan film. This is a Ugandan production. But we had some issues with bureaucracy along the way.
But what we've learned is that they don't really mess, because of the law that's in place now, they don't mess with Ugandan films like that. they do foreign films. That's where they do the piracy and all that.
Okay.
So even we are in contact with the VJ that does.
Yes, the VJ. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Apparently, it's a big deal here with them.
Yes, it is a big deal here.
Yeah. So we got in contact with them, and they were like, "Yeah, we wouldn't pirate your movie because this is Ugandan.
Yeah.
Because they know they'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
So apparently, the law is working for Ugandan, but for
So this is good news for the country.
it is, but
It
for
is.
outside movies, that's why we had to make our movie. It had to be a Ugandan production. It is Ugandan production. Everything about it is Ugandan. But if you're classified as foreign, for example, which foreign is not.
Yeah, I mean, we are the only non-Ugandans in the whole project.
Right.
Everything was Ugandan. We went to the village. Everything was entirely Ugandan. We never thought of this as anything else. I mean, we were trying to get work visas. We're trying to stay here permanently. So we're like, yeah, this is our goal. This is our focus. Everything is Ugandan. Our production is Ugandan. We hope that our viewers are Ugandan, etc., etc., etc. That was the focus. But when we went to Media Council, that's where we were confronted with, no, it is now a foreign film. We said, what?
Also the color matters with
Yes.
our
It's excuse me?
The color matters.
Yeah.
Because I have
Yes.
confessed the problems here. Yet I'm Ugandan by birth and everything. But if you go there with different color, of course, there's some laws you have to face at some point, and there's some rules that you have to follow. So the Media Council, did it give you a hard time, or it was a little bit easier than you expected?
It was a hard time.
Yes.
Because apparently we didn't know we shouldn't have published enough. If they said if I was to go, and I'm like, even though I'm not Ugandan, I'm Nigerian, they will still let it go. They will still give me the Ugandan rate. But as soon as
it's not
they saw
foreign.
Pablo,
They gave him in dollars.
yes,
They
said,
did, in fact.
this
We don't
movie-
even have dollars.
Yeah.
We have only shillings here.
Yeah, they said it will be a foreign film. We're like, wait, no, it's not. See everything document aligned, and it shows that it's Ugandan. It's local film here, but they wouldn't budge. Even the other third producer is Ugandan, and she was saying, "Are you saying I don't matter in this? I'm one of the producers and everything. I don't matter." They said, "Oh."
I think
He
when they saw
overweighs
Pablo, they
everything.
said this is a foreign investor.
And that's the issue, and there have been films that have even been copyrighted in Canada, in UK, and yet they're categorized as Ugandan here, even with a copyright somewhere outside the country, because there was a producer or even director who was Ugandan. It was done in Uganda. So for us, it was a big shock because we said, wait. If you have a Ugandan producer, Ugandan director, Uganda cast, Ugandan crew, all of this, everything is Ugandan, and you just happen to have us who are also co-producers, this is supposed to be a collaborative production. And it should be able to be classified in each of these countries. That was the whole point of this, of the collaboration.
Yeah.
Not to make us foreign in our own countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I told them, I said, listen, this is denigrating Ugandans. Ugandan producers are saying, suddenly, and this is what they told us, as soon as you have a foreigner on the project, it's foreign.
Yeah.
And I said, you are saying that Ugandans don't matter.
Don't matter.
You're saying Ugandan producers don't matter.
Yeah.
As soon as you have a foreigner, they're more important than you.
Not
So what is
So
this?
this is a big challenge
Yes.
for the movie industry. Well, as Ugandans, the movie industry, we started from the theaters, the local actors, and right now we have the movies, we have the series and everything. But Americans, of course, are dominating everything for now, most of it. So when I watched the trailer of your movie, you're premiering it this 14th
On
February.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, well, it's a month of love. So if it's your love from another land, that makes sense. But at the end of the day, we see most of the Ugandans are scared to actually produce because of the challenges you're talking about. So if this is actually happening to you and you have someone else that is actually Ugandan, they're facing this challenge. So this collaboration you're talking about, so far after making this movie, do you feel if more producers and directors in Uganda get collaborations from other countries, would it actually help the film industry in Uganda economically?
Yes. Oh yes, definitely, and it also will brings Uganda to the world.
top, yeah.
Because, for example, we are trying to connect Nollywood, the big
Yes.
fish out there,
Yes.
with Uganda, so that they can come here and collaborate to Uganda, so that we can, both grow and both grow out there. And then also with America collaboration too, potentials are
Right. Yeah, because I mean, what we see is that so far collaboration that has been happening is Ugandans being invited to do this work outside, like in Nigeria, what, as a director, what. And we said, wait, but what about bringing to Uganda? What about saying, no, this is a place where you can film. In fact, because I know, coming from America, the places where people film is where it's economically viable. So in the United States, even when there is, for example, a state that maybe socially, maybe, the laws aren't quite, acceptable, whatever, to some other people outside there, maybe socially they clash, because they are economically viable, because it is a cheaper place, a smoother place to film. Californians go to where? Georgia.
Georgia.
They go to Quebec, Canada. They go to Australia. They go to these other places that are more economically viable, places where they're accepted, where they have, some tax breaks, where it's cheaper to film, etc. That's where they go. So Uganda could even be a place that is economically viable for what? Nigerians to come film, because it is so expensive. Even we wanted to do one scene in Nigeria, and it cost the entire budget that we already had.
Entire budget just to go there and do one scene, and it wouldn't have worked. So yeah, that was
So the budget you had was more than it was for you to go and shoot in Nigeria, was more than the budget you had.
It was
For one scene, we
Just one
asked
scene.
we asked how much would it be to shoot one scene, maybe in the airport, something like that. It was almost as much as the entire budget that we were using here. Yes.
So Ugandan industry, the movie industry is a little bit still affordable right now.
Which is a good thing.
Yes.
Which is a good. It should not be looked at as a negative. In fact, that's why I'm saying in America, for example, the states where things are cheaper is where what? Where Avatar is filmed. Where you watch Avatar, you watch these different big films, you see the very end screen, at the very end, after the credits, what? You see what? Georgia, the state. Yeah, you see these other states. They are far from California, they are far from Hollywood.
Yeah.
But they will go there.
Because it's more affordable than
Exactly.
So what do you think is lacking in the distribution now of the movies in the African industry mostly?
Respect.
Respect.
And that we can't control so much, but we can start to command.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, when it comes to respect, if you look at even Nollywood, which is a huge producer in the continent, massive, they have big budgets. What? They are still looked at by, for example, Netflix and others as these are second rates, and they pay them just tiny percentage of what they would pay someone in, say, Japan, right,
Korea.
or Europe, or even America. I mean, they spend hundreds of millions on a single film, just buying the rights to it for a few years. Versus with Nigeria, it's like what, $50,000 US, something like that.
highest,
It's minuscule. So definitely by collaborating with outsiders, collaborating with people from these other regions of the world, and really trying to bring them in and say, hey, this is a place where you can film. This is a place where we collaborate. This is a place where you don't have to face so much red tape. If we can do that, then what? We start bringing in these other eyes and commanding their attention first, then their respect.
Yeah. So respect from the viewers, the government, or the people you work with?
I suppose the streaming or the people that bring the
Right, because I see with Nollywood, for example, they produce a lot for themselves. They don't really think a whole lot of outside. Sometimes they're starting to do more Western type that maybe expats in UK, America will enjoy as well, showing these wealthy people what? They're trying to do things like that, and they're trying to do some small collaborations, but I mean, it has to be more than that, because they are still looked at as, this is just like Africa's for Africans, and they don't respect outside. But again, if we can make these collaborations happen, we can really kind of lessen the red tape,
Yes, that has to be
promote the economic viability
Yes.
of the area, and welcome people even more, then we will see much, much more collaboration. And we'll see much, much more respect in the global sphere.
Okay, so maybe to go back a little bit to something you said about the shooting a scene in Nigeria, and it was quite expensive. Most probably it was expensive because the Nollywood industry, the film industry is growing. So when you tell them you're coming to shoot a scene, they feel you have to have the money to actually shoot, because most of them are now collaborating with DSTV, HBO and Netflix most of the time. So most probably it was because of that. Don't you think so?
I mean, probably a little bit, because Nigeria is basically like America in Africa, because they're big out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, the GDP is higher, so everything is a little bit more expensive than here, for example. So yeah, maybe that's the reason. But the thing is, it's similar to America. If you don't have enough revenue to start, you can't even start. For example, in America, you can't start a small business. 90% of small business is bound to fail in the first year, because there's so many bureaucracy out there. There's so many red tape that it won't even make you progress.
Yeah.
Same with the movie industry, so saturated. You can't. If you're a small fish, you die basically. You have to.
So what is the commercial benefit of switching from small skits to making movies in the industry of the film?
Well, there's a lot of learning curves, because we didn't know a lot. Actually, we didn't know anything. We were basically thrown in it. It was just an idea, and then it flourished into a big project like this. So even we're still learning, and it's like, wow, this actually happened. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for us, because we're brand new. So I mean, when it comes to YouTube things like that, in general, you're kind of a slave to big business, so you don't really make money, pretty much, when it comes to that, unless you make it huge, and everyone in the whole world is tuning into you.
Right.
Then maybe you make something. But for us, this was a chance to, because of agriculture, we had some issues with land, so it's taking some time to get that started. And so we said, okay, what can we do in the meantime? To keep our family going. Well, let's get some income. And the more people we spoke to about this film, the more we're saying, yes, this can work. You can distribute here, you can distribute there, you can make this happen. So we're hoping to start getting back on our investment soon for our family. Because again, we are here to settle. And despite what people see, we are a small family. We don't have out of funds.
The fifth child coming along next month. So yes.
We're not big investors. We're just a small family. We call ourselves Familia Pablan.
That comes with investment expectations. So
people do expect that. But for us, we're like, hey, this is like a family investment, small family investment. We're doing our best to take care of our family and whatnot. So we're the normal people, in fact.
Well, I'm still here with Pablo and Anu, the couple that wants to take Ugandan film industry to the next level. We're going to take a very short break, and of course, we'll be right back.
Smart 24, driving business.
Luxury redefined at Seasand Hotel as you indulge in the splendor of elegant living fit for the royalty that you are. Step into comfort, pampering and blissful customer-centric service as you select from our range of comfy exquisite living quarters furnished to meet with your royal preference. Surrounded by scenic beauty, our tropical setting allows you to escape the glamorous ordeal of city life. Our ambient green gardens will guide you to a place of revitalizing rest. The 3-star restaurant caters to your palate, serving your choice menu ranging from exotic cuisines to local delicacies. Our chefs will serve you full course meals for a truly out of this world culinary experience. Our fully stocked bar to whet your throat, from renowned global brand whisks, brandies, gins, beers and wines to our locally celebrated beverages, you will not lack for any brewage. It's an all-new experience in the East at CSUN Hotel. So visit today at plot 15 to 19 Spire Road, Ginger, or contact us on +256 751 719 960 and +256 785 354 614 for reservations. CSUN Hotels, luxury redefined.
It's the most fun-filled month of the year, and GOTV's going all out for little ones of all ages. Our crazy characters will be lighting up their screens all day long.
What's going on in here?
Sounds so adventurous.
There's plenty to do for the whole family with our world-class kids channels.
It's all here. It is pretty great, right?
For non-stop festive fun, stay connected or reconnect to GOTV to keep busy brains entertained and learning this festive season.
What a wonderful idea!
It's game on with our fantastic kids channels. GOTV. Love it.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
Ero sina sente.
Mpora emitwala biri njera kujuzawo kaduka kange. The signs and symptoms of success, the bank commander, not the bank teller.
Lwaki okalubirizibwa okufuna loan ng'olina MTN Momo? Weesootinge! Kozesa Momo app omanyiga *555*5 okufuna looni ey'amangu. Londako looni ekukolera okuva mu looni ez'ebika eby'enjawulo eziva mu bannaffe be tukolagana nabo. Nga tuli wamu tewali kitulema.
Blue magic is my joy. Ono blue magic wange. Ayo talaba kumabala atukuza nonyirirawo kirako enyange tayisa bubi fabriki kyonna kyekiri kiggwa lwa blue magic is my choice. Ono blue magic ye wange. And the blue magic is my choice. Hey, ono blue magic ye wange.
Smart 24, driving business.
Welcome back from that very short break. Of course, I'm still here with Pablo and Anu, and they're giving us their insight on what it feels like to actually make a movie in Uganda as a foreigner, the budget and everything. We're going to be looking at all that. But of course, right now, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Since you just made your first movie, and here in Uganda, being a Nigerian and American, so the movie has Nigerian, American, and Ugandan production. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the financial challenges you faced when you were planning and making this movie?
I mean, we didn't have a budget to begin with. We were supposed to do a little, maybe a 20-minute, maybe short film on YouTube.
Yes.
And then we were put in contact with Kevin Johnson Abokenya, the director here. And she said, oh my gosh, this is a good story, it has the potential to become big. So how big? And then the budget started coming along and we're like, oh gosh, we didn't have any budget. And then things start adding up. So we have to go all out. We have to make it big, and it just became a big project just like that. But
yeah, it kind of snowballed a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, our budget when we came here, when we immigrated to Uganda, we were, like I said, planning for agriculture, and we were kind of setting everything up for that. So this ended up we had to create a budget for it. And so we said, okay, and like I said, because, agriculture takes time, we said this would be a good, project to be doing to, get some income in the meantime as well. So we made a budget for it. But yeah, it definitely, it was something that in order to do it well, we had kind of hit the mark a bit low budget-wise. So Kevin would come back to us and say, okay, if you want it this way, it's going to have to cost this and this, and we have to add this. And if we add this, this is what it will be. So we said, okay. So the budget definitely had to grow, which is a bit tight for us. But it's something that every time we would ask people, we say, okay, are you sure this will make it? Are you sure this will do it? Because for us, we don't have the background to really see it. We come from very different backgrounds.
Yeah, I've come from public health background, so I didn't know much about
So now you're into the movie.
Right. And for me, I was a professor of languages in the US. And so none of us had studied marketing, none of us had studied, this sort of thing, business.
So this is new experience to you.
All new. Oh my gosh, learning every day, actually.
A learning curve everywhere we look. So it's a lot to learn, but it's been a great experience. I mean, in our countries, even, Nigeria, US, if we try to, get into the film industry in this way in those countries, it's next to impossible.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are such saturated markets.
Yeah.
Uganda has so many opportunities right now because it's a young industry, but it is growing and it has a very strong foundation, even though it is small. So the people here, they're very tight, they're very close. The connections between them are very good. And so this is a place that we said, this movie we're doing will be our ticket in, be our calling card. We can say, hey, this is us.
Yeah, we're here.
We are here.
We're here.
We did something on our own, but of course in collaboration and with a lot of help from Kevin. But here we are, invite us in.
Yeah, of course you're welcome to Uganda to make more movies. I hope this is not your last one. But what are some of the experiences you got when you were shooting this movie?
Wow, gosh. I wish we had maybe studied up on how shooting a movie works, because we didn't. Kevin said, okay, we're going to this little town, Kayunga, to shoot a movie. And
so you did it in Kayunga?
Kayunga.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful area.
It's so beautiful. And we were, the cast and crew grew. We were like 30 of us in 3 buses. Filled all our stuff in there. If you can see behind the scenes, we have footage on our YouTube channel. And so we drove there, and we didn't know we were in hostels. That's our accommodation, and there are cooks that came with us. Everything we brought with us, and they would wake us up 5 a.m. roll call. We're doing scenes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 today. You have to wake up, eat our breakfast, go on set, do all these scenes. Oh my gosh, it was like a whirlwind.
I wish we had thought about that as we were writing the scripts, that we had written ourselves in almost everywhere, because we also acted as the main roles. And didn't realize what that meant until waking up at 5 a.m. and you're filming all the way till 10:30 p.m. Every day. It was a lot.
So it wasn't easy, and we had challenges, like when we go on set and they see our 3 buses with all this stuff on top of it. The people who have promised that we can use maybe their land or their house, they backed away at the last minute, or they ask for more money.
Or they raise the price.
They raise the price, and we're like, we have to use this for the next scene, so we have to pay the higher price, or we just have to keep going and go look for another place to use. So it was a lot of that. So it made
or the bus breaks down and you have to get another taxi or bus.
So it extended the shooting time, and also
unexpected expenses.
Oh yes, and also for having 4 children at home, we couldn't take them on the set, so have to go back home and check on them, see how they're doing. And I was also pregnant with baby number 5.
So it was all a lot.
A lot at once. It was. I almost quit in the middle. I was like, I'm done. I'm going back home. I'm done.
This is it.
But I will say that even with all the challenges, which are, I guess, to be expected, given the situation, everything, you're always going to have some setbacks, financial and otherwise. Yeah. But I think the biggest thing that we felt was the real work that was being done, the collaboration between people, the fact that the cast and the crew, everyone did their job so well. Each one, even the clapper, that. Yeah. Every single job was done so well. Everyone worked so well together. There was no drama, as far as they were concerned. Maybe us, but as far as they were concerned, there was no drama, and everything worked so well together that. Even with the stresses that we had, even the things that were going on, they didn't work quite right. Everyone was working so well together. It made everything work perfectly in the end. Yeah.
Oh, so after this movie, do you think you're going to make many more? After the experience you had, or you're a little bit scared now?
We will rest some, because in fact the stress increased after the filming. Even the filming was just fun enough. After the filming, because again, like I said, learning all of this about marketing and production.
So we have to learn about what's next after the premiere. Now we don't rest. Now we have to distribute it or market it. So it's still stress.
If it makes it well, if it makes it very, very well, I mean, we have it open for a part 2. Yes. And our actors and whatnot had been asking us even on set, when is part 2? We want to collaborate on this. We want to work on this. This is a lot of fun. Because it was the biggest, I think, comedy, romantic comedy that has been done so far. And so in Uganda, so it was a big deal. People, they really enjoyed doing comedy.
I think this is the first, actually, romantic comedy. I don't think that
we don't have many of those here in Uganda.
Very few.
So we usually have something serious. They're showing drama, westernized we are. And what actually made you people go to Kayunga to shoot the movie? Because most of the Ugandans who are actually making movies now, they're showing people living in upper areas like bougie places, as if we are in America. Someone has makeup every day. She wakes up, they have breakfast. And in Nigeria, do you leave breakfast on the table when they serve you breakfast? No. Well, the movie industry here, when they are having breakfast, they actually have maids, like 10 in the movie. They leave the breakfast on the table. So what actually made you guys want to shoot and show how someone in Africa actually lives?
Well, so let me start. So this movie is inspired by true real life experience. It's not true story, but real life experiences that we've experienced in our lives. So we were tired of America, apparently. We were tired of the weather. We came from Midwest America, where you get maybe sun one day out of 7 days, so the rest is just cold and miserable. So we're tired. Where can we go? We try to find other places in America, but it's still not conducive for us and our family. So Pablo started looking outside, looking West Africa, East Africa. Where can we go? Until we stumble upon Uganda. And
it just clicked.
It just clicked.
It's like, this is it.
The weather's perfect. And I said, people are welcoming here, and it just seemed like a good fit for us. So we migrated here, and that's how, the idea of this story actually began. So some of the elements in the movie are true. He left a very prestigious job. He's a Nigerian, left it and come to farm agriculture in Uganda. And everyone say, are you crazy? All our family say, why are you going? Africa's bad. Don't go to Africa. Yes. So we're like, no. We came here. And so what happened? Why did we do this?
So we actually left, what would be considered somewhat prestigious, where we came from, to come here to work in agriculture. So that part is similar to Shegun in the movie, who is a high-powered, in the legal profession. Yeah, he's a lawyer who comes from Nigeria, from a very wealthy background. His parents are Nigerian, but they're very wealthy, and he comes from that to something that he's always wanted to do but never got to learn, which is agriculture. Yeah. And so he shows up in Uganda, ends up having almost no money, but we'll see how that works. And he has to start from the ground up, basically. So what does he do? How does he confront this? And how do people see him? Because he was originally born in the US, but adopted by a Nigerian couple. So there's those elements as well. So he knows nothing but Nigeria. And he's visited African countries before. He's visited Uganda before. So he knows that. But he knows nothing besides, Africa, Nigeria. He is a Nigerian through and through, he was a newborn when he came, so he didn't know anything but his parents, that environment. So how is he viewed when he comes to a small town, a village even, in Uganda?
He has to make it because now he doesn't have money, so he has to make it, and then
he's back to zero.
So he has to find a way. Where do you get the cheapest land to start from the ground up?
How do you bargain at the local market for a yam? All of these things.
And of course, you're cheated along the way when you don't know anything, when you're new to the place.
Yeah, but...
That would be more realistic, yes.
Yeah. Because you would go to buy a yam, me as a Ugandan, they would sell it to me at 1,000. And you, seeing the color, thinking you're American, of course, they'll sell it to you at 10,000.
They do that to me, and I tell them...
In fact, I give better prices than she does at the market.
I can't wait because they hear me and they see maybe hear some American accent and they will start speaking to me in Uganda. When I say Semani or Uganda, they're like, oh, okay, it's
you
not
should just
from
speak
here.
to them in Yoruba.
I should just speak to them in Yoruba because they give me the high price too. I'm like, how are you getting a lower price than I am? It doesn't make sense.
Well, as Ugandans, they have one thing they know about Americans who come to Uganda. Usually they come and then they get to learn the prices very fast. So usually they can't cheat them because they know these people tend to learn very fast. So you can't cheat them. So that is why when they hear the accent, they're like, she must be Black American. So he's still there right now.
Oh, really?
So it's based on skin color as well.
Skin color? Hey, what?
Yeah, but also still talking about the movie. Did you have a big team that was Ugandan? Were you the only foreigners, or the biggest team was Ugandan?
They were all Ugandan. We were the only Nigerian American. Everyone else were Ugandan.
Okay.
Because again, people, when they think of collaborations, they think of, you're bringing this whole crew from Hollywood, this whole crew from Nigeria. No, we came just our family, and we didn't expect to do this film. So of course, we relied on everyone here. We are the only outsiders. We're just like, hey, please help us out with this production. So no, it was beautiful. I mean, we were very immersed in the Ugandan film industry. We had never had experience in the film industries in our own countries. So this was all brand new to us. So in fact, we are truly kind of becoming Ugandan filmmakers from the very first start. Because we're getting involved.
They were all speaking Luganda, and
they said, you will learn.
You learn. So our director, Kevin, because she has to speak to everyone else because they speak Luganda. So she would say all those, and then she would tell us, you will learn. And then she would start telling us,
she would keep using Luganda with us, and so we had to learn. Because in those roles we were actors, so it's like the director says something, you do it, even if it's in a different language. If it's in Luganda, you hear it, you figure it out, you do it. If you can't figure it out, it's your problem.
So
we had to learn.
If you had the biggest team as Ugandans, so the Ugandans, how professional are they? Were they actually keeping time? Were they respecting the money, respecting the time, respecting the directors, respecting the co-actors? How professional are they?
I mean, they did respect the director. That's definitely for sure.
That was the beauty of it.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, just like when we go to bed at 11 p.m., everyone's tired at 5 a.m. when they call the roll call. We're doing the scenes today, all the 10 scenes. So it's a little challenge getting everyone going, and especially when we have things like rain that day, and challenges like, okay, the bus now broke down.
But they even had to get us going. So.
Yeah, that's true.
I would say I didn't I don't know about you, Anu, but for me, I didn't notice anyone, dragging their feet or anything like that, like you're saying, maybe to extend the budget or something. There was nothing like that. Everyone put their all into it. Did you feel the same?
Yeah, everyone, they're very on top of their games, yeah.
I think because they saw who we were for real. So these are normal people.
Yeah.
We need to help, yeah.
Okay, so when you were shooting this movie, most of the experiences you were having were Ugandan and everything.
Yes.
So far, have you watched any Ugandan movies? And what do you think? Are we almost going to make it to the level we want to make it, to be like where Nollywood is, or we're still lacking a little bit?
We've seen Kevin Jones Nabukenya's films. We've seen The Fallen Advocate. We've seen The Wave. Those are the only
We've seen some bits, bits
there.
of like Sekukulo and a couple of these others, the ones that have come out as well. Unfortunately, we were out of the country when they premiered, so we couldn't see.
Right.
We were in Nigeria actually, but
it's definitely a good for a small country coming from the ground up, building this thing. It's a good start. Because like we were saying at the Borders premiere, like a lot of people, a lot of movies that come from Nigeria, a lot of them most of the time are really low quality. They're just saturating the Nollywood like that. But here they actually sit down and make something
of quality.
Yeah. But what I would like to see more is things true to Uganda. We want to see not just 10 helps taking away breakfast from the table. We want to see real how day-to-day Ugandans live.
Yes.
And the struggle and the joy, not just the struggle. We've heard the struggle all the time. What about the good things about Uganda? Like in this movie is portraying all you just go to the farm, get cassava and start eating all the varieties of fresh fruit and how this country is blessed. We want to see more of that to portray that.
Showcasing that. Yeah, because again, when foreigners come here, for example, or when they see anything out of Uganda, it's always the struggle. And then Uganda is trying to say, no, look, we don't struggle. Look at this. We have this made. We're high class. What this? And I think the discussion has already been taken out of their hands. It should be brought back into the hands of the people of Uganda and say, okay, wait, no, what do we have here? Why are we the pearl? There's so many reasons why you're the pearl of Africa. Showcasing those, saying, and that's what we tried to do on the film. Some was saying, listen, in Uganda,
a man can die with the empty
pockets, but a full stomach.
Yes,
that is unique. There's so many unique things about this country. The beauty of this country, the beauty of the people, the fact that the people up to ministers, doctors, lawyers, they still know every name of every plant. They know the seasons for each one. That does not happen outside of this country. I promise you. You go to Nigeria, you go to the US, you go to UK. No one knows these things.
Farming is a thing of the past. Everyone wants to be lawyers, doctors, engineers. Farmers, they're like, who is going to make your food for you? Oh, there are people for that. Oh, we don't do that.
There's not a separation here.
Yeah,
even you see these mansions and you see maize growing outside the mansions. They don't waste space.
Yeah.
And we were just amazed because these sort of things, the way people live, the way even in the village versus the city, that connection is very unique in this country. I mean, every other country is, you go to the city, leave the country. No, here it's, yes, you have to go to the city sometimes, you make your money, you go back. You have to go abroad sometimes, you make some money, you come back. This is unique. Why did they come back? Because they love this country. They know that Uganda is a place to live.
Yeah, and one thing I say about a country that cannot feed itself will always be subservient to other countries. This country can, and it comes down to the mentality of the people. If the people have the mentality of, I just want to be lawyer, doctor, and this and that, the country will start.
We're working on as Uganda, because most of the schools we have were teaching kids to pass, not to actually be bosses out there. They were teaching them to be job seekers. But this is something we're actually working on.
Yeah,
but it is here already, and that's the beauty. You just have to
make it flourish.
Exactly. You have to really promote this, really value it, and that will be passed down.
Right, because in places like Nigeria, that has been long gone. A country that, if food is a problem, I mean, the country will not be at rest. So we need to cherish what we have here. Right. The food is
so what is your favorite Ugandan food?
We have a lot. We eat the local food.
Which one? The Ugandan one, apart from fufu, the jollof rice, that one. I don't want to hear that one now. I want to hear the Ugandan food you like.
Well, for breakfast, give me katogo beans and matoke katogo. We're good to go. And for breakfast, give me that local food with the stewed beans, and you put the cassava matoke. Yes, put all of that local food there, and it's a go. Greens. Yeah, I'm good to go.
The variety.
Yes,
the variety.
The food tastes more natural than the foods you had in your country.
Of course.
Yes.
I mean, that is one thing business-wise. Maybe you can get us on here again to talk about agriculture, because business-wise, this country can do so much by branding their produce abroad, because it is so unique. I mean, even chemically speaking, you look at some of the pineapple. The pineapple abroad, I don't know if you know, it's actually a meat tenderizer.
Yes.
If you eat it, your tongue starts to disintegrate. That's why people
have you tried the local mangoes we have here? Leave alone the ones we import. Have you tried the local ones we have here?
Those are really good.
That's what I'm saying.
The pregnant women here in Uganda love the mangoes. They usually sit under the tree and they eat.
And they eat mangoes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
But if we can send those abroad with stamps to make sure that everyone knows these are from Uganda, but the way you say it, you have to have something that will ring with them, like taste the pearl.
Yeah.
I should copyright that so everyone can know. Taste the pearl. If you could have that on all of the produce leaving Uganda, that way everyone knows this is where it comes from.
Right.
Because countries do that. I know Mexico does that. They say, hey, avocados from Mexico.
Yeah.
They have a little song and everything.
Yeah.
And they always say it. So that way what? People value it. They say, so this one tastes better. Otherwise they're saying this tastes better, but I don't know where it came from. But if everything is marked, if we all have, the crane on there, boo-boo, whatever you have.
Yes.
But it shows that this is from Uganda and people know. But I would say, I mean, my recommendation for the film industry is, like you're saying, instead of having all of these maids, maybe you can have that, but also show them going back to their farm that they have. Because of course they have it. Show the truth about the people. Don't be ashamed of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be ashamed of what makes you unique, of this lawyer not being able to say, oh yeah, this one, you need to plant it in this way. Let me show you. I mean, that is very unique, and it's something that connects Ugandans with the land. Which, if COVID or something happens again, like, you are safe. Because if everyone knows how to do this, they have the connection to the land, you are fine. But to show that uniqueness that is Uganda, and not trying to try to show that something
we're posh, that's all we are now.
Yeah.
Well, it was so lovely having you guys here, but as we wind up, I want to know, is your movie out there yet? When are you premiering it, and where is it going to be exactly, and what is the title? Because the people really need to know it.
Yes, it's My Love from Another Land, and it's actually premiering on Valentine's Day at Cinemax, Acacia Mall, and it's doors open at 5 p.m. It's going to be
Is there an entry free? Is it free?
Oh, it's
yes, it's
VIP,
50K. Everyone is VIP. You come in, you are VIP. so
dress nicely, your cocktail attire, and
red carpet. In fact, black carpet, because we have red
flowers, and red and white, everything.
Valentine's Day, big heart.
So we have something to do on Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
Thank you. We're not going to be left
out. We got you covered.
We got you covered. In case you don't have plans already, we have you covered with that. And then, beyond that, we will hopefully be collaborating with UCC to show the movie in other parts of Uganda as well, in all of the cinemas. So that's the hopes.
Okay, so your closing remarks for our viewers today, before we go?
Well, thank you for having us on the show. We want to be a part of Uganda. We came here to relocate. Familia Pavlano came here all the way from America. Well, and I'm Nigerian. But we came here to stay, and we hope to be part of Uganda. And we just love the hospitality of Uganda people. And yes, we're here to stay. We want to be a part of the community. Yeah. Thank you for having us here.
Pablo?
The same. Thank you again for having us on your show. It's been a pleasure, and very good to be able to talk to the viewers. And we're very excited about being here for all of these reasons. We're very thankful to be welcomed into the community here, and we want to definitely become citizens, become part of anything we can become a part of. In this country to help this country thrive. and so its potential can fully be reached in any way we can. We don't have much resources, but we have a lot of heart.
I hope we see you guys on the premiere Valentine's Day, Wednesday. I hope you come and you take photos with us. We see you on the red carpet or black carpet on Valentine's Day for My Love from Another Land movie.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. And of course, it was lovely having you guys join me from 7 today. And of course, we are coming to the top of the hour. It is exactly 56 minutes past 9, and today is Friday, 9th of February. Tomorrow is a Saturday, but don't forget, spend wisely. It is the weekend. Of course, Pablo and Anu were telling us about their new movie that is coming up. But of course, the movie industry in Uganda has hope, like they said, and our agriculture has hope too. Have a lovely weekend. Stay blessed.